So I'm going to set up a still life. I've got my shadow box all set up already, and I've got a big table full of stuff over here. And this is a personal preference of mine. What I'll do is to try to get myself out of the contrived mode is I just start throwing stuff in my shadow box table. You know, I might pick the items that I like the most or whatever, but I'm going to overload, put in maybe more than I want to paint, and just without even thinking, and I say that what I mean is don't pick up an item, set it in the shadow box, and think, okay, that one's there. Now I'll put this one here because I think that works well, and then I'll put another one back here because I like the way that looks. I'm not thinking in that mode at this point. I'm trying to get myself out of the contrivedness. And the way I do that personally is to just throw a bunch of junk, I say junk, just anything, into this shadow box and just sit in my chair and look at it and then maybe remove things or adjust at that point. But the first thing is just to give yourself something to look at. So let me grab some stuff and just start throwing it in there. And again, I'm not thinking. I might pick out some things I like, but I'm not thinking too much. Okay, this is way too much stuff. But by doing this, putting all that stuff in there, see, it's actually better than I thought it would be. You know, when I was standing up and walking around, I thought, boy, this is just going to look horrible. But now that I sit in my chair, there's a lot of interesting things going on. So let me just, obviously this is, well, I say obvious, you certainly could paint all these things and make a really big, but for what I'm going to do, I'm not going to paint this much stuff. So let me get rid of some things. And also, before I get too far, let me look at some of this fabric and see what we've got. I might want to put some folds in the fabric. But we'll just leave it like that for now. Now let me think for a minute. There's a couple items here that I like. I don't like this so much. I always like to have a little depth. It's a personal preference, but I like to put stuff away in the foreground and then like to have things back in the shadow. Okay, what do I not like about this thing? There's just too much junk in here. A lot of times what I'll do is frame it up, because when you put a border around it, it really changes how you see it. And so you can hold out your hands, you can even get some cardboard and create a frame. You can look through a camera viewfinder, that's a great way to do it, but it gives you a different perspective. I always like to have some dry grass, just a little bit of something, just to break up that surface a little bit. I really love the blue. I've got to go with that. I love the way the grass is reflecting into it. I'd like to see my big dried leaf in the back a little more, maybe. I kind of like the monkeys now that I'm cutting them off on the edge. I like to have things that cross the line. You know, instead of having a solid border around your still life with all your stuff inside that with a nice, you know, all around the edge, I like stuff to cross and go out and cross the canvas. But that's a personal thing. That's exactly what I mean by there are no rules. Because certainly there's beautiful paintings where everything is, you know, within and there's nothing crossing the line. So it's just a personal thing. Now the monkeys, I'm not sure about those monkeys. What about this instead, over in the shadows? I kind of want it straight for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, I like that. I like it just, you know, I think what I want to do, and it might be perfect, is move the blue. Not sure. Now it's like too much, two objects, 1, 2, that's what I see. If I pull the glass, or rather the silver cup forward, it might help it. You know what I mean? So we don't just see too much like boom, boom, two objects. I want Emily to come look at it. She has a good eye. I love to get lots of advice. I'm always questioning myself. Let me go get Emily. Let my wife look at it. Tell me what you think. Look in the viewfinder of the camera. You like it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You do? You see any, what would you change?
I think the bottle in the back, you don't need that.
You don't?
I can hardly see it.
Well, I kind of like that, just like a subtle. Let me look. I'll decide if I like it. Whenever you ask anybody for advice, yeah, you're right. It doesn't even really make sense. Don't listen to people too much. This is your painting, and everybody has a different taste. So don't just paint what everybody else likes. Paint what you like. But there's nothing in the world wrong with listening to ideas and then deciding whether you like them or not. Yeah, come back here and look. This is exactly what the people are seeing who are watching it.
Is it going to cut off like that?
Yep. It's going to be
is.
exactly like that.
Oh.
I like it cutting it off. I don't know if I want to cut the teacup, the little cup off. What do you think? Yeah. I mean, sometimes that works, but...
behind there, but...
Like that? Better? Or too much?
A little bit closer. That's better.
The thing I don't like about it is it's like two objects. 1, 2. You know what I mean?
Do you want like a knife or a spoon or something sitting on the...
Yeah, maybe. That, yeah, I don't have one. Would you go get me like a knife or a spoon? One thing to consider when you're setting up a still life like this is, you're going to work on this painting a lot. You're going to put in a ton of work. So take a full day or even 2 days to set up your still life. This may be the most important part of this whole process, is setting up your still life. So don't see something and paint it. Give yourself some time to think about it. If you have to sleep on it, then sleep on it. It's two objects. I keep saying that, but maybe what I'll do is swap out. I like this little thing because this will stand out so much more. And I love to put white things back in the shadow. That really brings the depth out. Yes or no?
You can't see it.
At all?
Hardly.
That's what I like.
That's
Better?
You don't want any grass or anything coming out of the vase?
Oh, there you go. That's good. Get some height. Yeah. And grab one of these.
Make it go towards the right, my right. You can. Sort of direct your eye towards. That's better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. God, that white is too bright. Let me pull it back. It's way too bright. Or you know what? I'm going to play with my light up here. Okay, so after going to lunch, coming back and looking at this thing, I like it, but I don't love it. So I don't know what I want to change. Just going to think and change and change. I'm going to get rid of the silver, whatever this is. Maybe this green book down here. Now I got a lot of color. Oh, I kind of like that. So I want to show you this time lapse of all the different setups that I went through. In fact, this isn't all of them, but most of them. So you get some idea of the process and how long it takes me personally to finally end up with what I end up painting. And the point here is that it's more about discovery for me than it is about just specifically setting up what you want to paint. You know, it's just trying things and trying things and trying things. And keep your phone handy with your camera or a camera of some kind, so that when you see stuff that you might like, take a picture of it so that you can always come back to it later. I think I like it. I don't know what else I could do. It's too bad we can't get that elephant in there. He'd be fun to paint. That's not going to work. I like to try things that I don't think are going to work, because a lot of times I'm surprised. Like that actually works better than I thought. I love how the reflections come through his legs, but I don't like the fact that he's blocking the sifter as much as he is. Or she is. Is that a bull elephant or a... Yeah, not working. All right, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to break it all down and start all over again. I like this a lot. My wife painted this in a still life, and I like it a lot. I always feel like I don't know what in the heck I'm doing. No idea. But if you just keep playing and you keep moving stuff and replacing things, and sooner or later you find something. This is really important. Taste is everybody has their own taste and what they like and what they don't like. So I don't really like to comment on, this is beautiful and this is not beautiful. And it's always going to be up to you. You're going to succeed or fail as an artist based on your own taste. And what you love, nobody should be able to tell you otherwise. It's all about what you like. And so it's great to listen to other people and get opinions. But in the end, you need to be in love with whatever you paint. So now I've grown frustrated. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I don't have any eye whatsoever. And that's typical for me. Felt like I had a better eye on Friday for some reason. So what I did was I went back and reviewed the video that we shot of the still life setups as I went through all the different ones, and I ended up going back to this one here that's on screen now with the elephant, and this was the one I chose. And now I'm going to go and maybe make some small adjustments to it, maybe a few more flowers, whatever, but this is the one I'm going to try to set up again. So I'm going to break it all down, reset up this one, and then I'm ready to paint it and ready to stretch my canvas and start penciling. And you could set up the most beautiful still life in the world, and after a week of painting it, you get tired of it, and then you start thinking, oh, I want to change things. So once I'm done and I've decided I like that, then I don't touch it again.